Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Broken Brian. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Nintendo. And basically, with this article, at the annual shareholders meeting for Nintendo, they said they're going to be cracking down on inappropriate use of their IP in games. Now, there was no specific things cited, but they are ready to take action to protect the brand of Nintendo. Now, what does this mean, really? Basically, what it sounds like to me, and I could be wrong, is anyone producing things, even under fair use, could see themselves talking to Nintendo's lawyers. Now, I've talked about this multiple times. Nintendo is very protective of its IPs, especially Mario, Donkey Kong, and things like Pokemon and things like that. I've done multiple videos on it. And one of the things this article mentions is Bowsette, the blend of Bowser and Peach, and how it got a lot of popularity on social media and things like that. But I also have to think that Nintendo finally discovered DeviantArt, and they're probably in for a lot of DMCA strikes and things like that, content demanding to be pulled and removed because they are making inappropriate use of their characters. Now, this probably goes to graphical, but I wouldn't even put it past, fanfic being out there, being told to remove it, things like that. And this is where it gets complicated. What is fair use? What is not? And I don't know how much of a leg they're going to have to stand on if what's created is inspired and what is considered a direct corruption of their IP. And Nintendo is very, very staunch on protecting their IPs and keeping them family friendly. They want to bring smiles to everyone, as I said, through all their IPs. We're not talking about games that are put on the Switch, but brands that Nintendo owns. They're very protective of them. And I don't know what we're going to see. And it's just very vague. But I do believe that some things like that Bowsette and artists creating quote unquote inspired art based on Nintendo characters is going to be something that they can get away with anymore. But they may be able to. It depends on where the art originates, the laws in that country, and things like that. It's going to be a muddied mess, but it appears that whatever is going on, something has sparked them internally specifically. I mean, this is kind of we've seen it with the Pokemon and Pal World and other things like that, but this seems to definitely be we're not going to sit back and take this anymore kind of attitude. And Nintendo's just got to realize that yes, you have the right to protect your IP, but no matter what, it's going to get out. People are going to do it. People are going to write fan fiction. People are going to create fan art and things like that. It's just going to be a ton. And there's people out there that I know that create fan art that it's wholesome art or recreations of scenes in different media, from painting to pottery to everything. And what does that mean? How are they going to draw those lines? And they gave no specifics to the shareholders in any way, shape, or form, except for the fact that anything that seems to be damaging to their brand, action will be taken. Now, I get their point, but they got to be a little more specific, because unless you start giving broader examples and just leaving it completely open ended, it sounds like they're gone a little mad crazy, in my opinion. But this is Nintendo. They kind of get very touchy. I mean, I really expected a lawsuit for Pal World. It never came down, but I did expect it. They just kind of said, okay. I think they looked at it and just said, we're not going to win. But for smaller creators, I mean, just the threat of a lawsuit can shut a lot of people down. You know, you got independent artists just creating art and things like that. That, yes. And you've got those weird shippers out there that do some maddening, crazy stuff and create some weird stuff that yeah, even I'm like, yeah, I'm going to side with Nintendo on this one 100%. That is just no, 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 no. That is creepy and weird, but that's my opinion, okay? And I understand, but it just seems so over the top. But looking at it from their perspective, they don't want their brand damaged. They don't want parents looking at, oh, well, I saw this thing. Well, that means I'm not going to buy the next Mario game for my kids or the next Zelda game or whatever ever IP that has been distorted in the eyes of the consumer about Nintendo's brand. So absolutely I understand protecting it, but you can't do a wide scatter shot. You got to start being specific and give some at least general ideas of what they plan on doing, and they haven't done that. So as more comes through and more information comes through, I'll update you guys. You know, I'm a big Nintendo fan. I'm a Nintendo fanboy, and I love Nintendo, but some of their practices are a bit questionable at times. So we're just gonna have to keep looking at this and see what's going on. So let me know what you think. Do you think this is Nintendo has every right to stop everyone, or do they need to draw some lines in the sand and say, okay, this is permissible, this is not? And I'm on the latter. They need to draw the lines in the sand and say this is where the line is, because otherwise it's just going to get chaotic, in my opinion. But that's just speculation. So we'll just have to wait till Nintendo becomes more specific or starts to file DMCA's or lawsuits against certain creators or studios or things like that to get a more of a sense of what they're really got to be in their bonnet about. So until then, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.